Back again with the Lakewood Kmart P-23, and one of the things I noticed, I didn't really notice before. I haven't really had a chance to get into this fan and check it out. But one of the things, there's blue paint of some kind on the shaft, which is strange. It does look like the same color. It's unusual. God knows what that's all about. And then we look at here, that could not be original of the fan. And then we look here, and this foot here has been pushed in, and it causes the fan to, that'll shake. It sits all right, but I'm gonna try to push that back out a little bit. I'll try it by hand first, and then maybe tapping with a light hammer. Your basic metal work. But you just want to be careful. And this is a good granite flat surface. You can't go by your wooden floor or your table or whatever. So that's why I like having this surface for multiple reasons, and this is one of them. So we'll get this evened out, and we're going to take it outside, do the motor, clean it up, and see if we can get it back together. Excuse me. All right, dig it. Alright, I just tried using my thumbs, but that wasn't enough. So I tapped it a couple times, and now it's sitting just like it should. So it's pretty, doesn't want to move on the table, so that's pretty good. So that's for right now, that's plenty. I'm not going to do any more. That was enough to at least get that where it needs to be. So on to the next part. I just did a little more work on that foot. The fan was sitting on the cord, and I was like, nah, it's not sitting on the cord. And the cord was like, dude, it's sitting on the cord. I was like, nah, it's not sitting on the cord. So once I got the cord out from underneath, it still was wobbling a little bit into this direction, as you see. But it's a little better now. It's not going to be perfect, and I don't want to overdo it. But I had to continue moving that metal a little bit there. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this up a little bit and pull the motor. We'll see what happens. Alright, so the first thing I like to do is, get everything ready in order to take the motor out. So I like to take the cap off, knob off, whatever this is, switch, knob, dealy. So I like to put that safely away. And then the other thing we do is we got the little screw that holds it in. So we're going to and there you go. It's pretty small, you can see. And then it just basically pops out of there, and you're good to go. All right, now we want to take our noodles off of the motor mount. Being careful with these because this plastic is pretty old. I mean, if this fan was made in 74, 84, 94, 04, 14. So this is a 44-year-old fan, so you want to be really careful with these things so you don't break them. Will it go back together without them? Sure. Who cares? Whatever. With a zip tie around there, you'd be all right. But you just want to be careful with them. So once those are off, then we're cool to pull the motor because it'll all come down this way. We won't have to worry about it. So that's what we'll do next. So now we're ready to unbolt the motor. We have, what do you call it here? Somebody suggested, hey, pick up some of those driver deals. I think you'd call this a nut driver, and that's frickin' hilarious. So this is 3/8, and this is going to work for these. I like to do the bottom ones first, so that the motor can hang here, and that's what we'll do. Alright, I have the motor down, ready to rock, except I forgot to work on this paint on the shaft, which, I mean, that can't be original, right? I don't know. The fan doesn't appear to have been repainted, so maybe that happened at the factory. I don't know. This is the earliest Macmillan motor that I've had apart so far. My other earlier Lakewoods are, well, that's a whole other story. But this is the earliest one so far. So I'm going to dress this with some steel wool, see if we can get it clean enough to pull the front housing off. That's the reason that has to happen. There you go. It's either going to work or it ain't. We're going to find out. It's taking a long time. Sandpaper might be better for this. It's cleaning up the metal, but it's not doing too much on the paint. What's cleaning up the paint? Now it looks nicer, but yeah. Alright, so maybe some sandpaper will help us out here. Alright, stay tuned. I'm going to try this first. You dig? It's coming off, but I don't like what the knife is doing to the shaft there. I guess this could be a huge mistake. It is taking the paint off. I don't like it though. Let's go back to the steel wool. So I got the paint off of the shaft itself. I don't like doesn't feel bad, but I don't like the scraping this didn't really work. I should have waited for sandpaper. But anyway, I'm going to put oil on this before I try to pull it apart. I'm going to oil this up just a tiny bit because I'm a little worried about it damaging that front bearing. So we'll see, but I think we should be cool to clear whatever was on this this shaft here. So we'll see how we do. Trying some new camera angles. This might suck. Don't know. We'll see. Time to pull this 1974 monstrosity apart. And we'll rinse these screw studs and bolts or whatever you call these with a little WD-40. They're a different color than the later ones. I don't know, they're like a black. Is that anodized? I don't know what that is. But we'll hit them with a WD-40 there. Get the crap off of them. I like to do that. And now we're ready to crack this thing open. I want to make sure that everything's situated okay. And there we go. So the top hub is loose. Let's see if there we go. As soon as I'm done cleaning these, I like to put them back together so that they don't get lost from each other. I do all four of those like that.